The AT, the trail that would ruin my life forever. In the best way possible. This trail sat in my mind since Mrs. Silikowski showed us the National Geographic special in 7th grade science class. 2,193 miles of rugged American backcountry. 14 states, Georgia to Maine, millions of steps, blood, sweat, tears. This trail sat in my gray matter for years, growing, building like a ticking time bomb. I knew I needed to do it. 2015, 320 pounds, sad, lonely, depressed, drinking my life away. I knew I had to make a change. So I started walking. I started walking everywhere. I could only go a block at a time, but eventually I started banging out 5, 10, 15, 20 miles like it was my freaking job. I started hiking, and I became a hiking beast. And I knew it was time to hike this damn trail. It was now or never. So I set a goal for myself. I set a goal for 1 year. 1 year until I made this trail my bitch. I saved up all my pennies. I paid all my bills for a year. My rent, car insurance, whatever. I quit a 6-figure job. I left my popcorn business behind. I said goodbye to everyone I loved. My friends, family, mom, dad, brother, sister, nephew. I rounded up all my gear and packed it into my bag, which would become my 35-pound lifeline. It was finally happening. February 19th, 2020, I woke up that morning. I took my last comfortable shit on my own toilet before I had to start digging privies and cat holes and blah, blah, blah. I laid in my bed and contemplated every decision I had made over the past 5 years that led up to this moment, asking God if I was making the right decision. But there was no turning back. It was time. It was time. I kissed my dog goodbye, which was the hardest part of the entire adventure. I hopped on a flight from Newark to Georgia, said goodbye to my beloved highlands out there in the distance, and I was ready to hike. I was ready. I crossed that arch. I crossed that arch into the unknown, not knowing how different my life would be, how different my life was about to become. The change, the adventure, the heartache, the suck. Learning the meaning of embracing the suck. There it was, staring at me. The first blaze of the Appalachian Trail. Whew, it was here. Oh, now I got the herpes from everybody else who has kissed that thing. February 20th, 2020, I walked away from Springer Mountain and I laid in my first shelter looking up at this quote on the ceiling. And into the forest I go, to lose my mind and find my soul. And into the forest I went, and I lost my mind, and I found my soul. I was doing it. Man, this trail was everything I ever imagined it would be and so much more. The joy, the happiness, the serenity, that feeling of freedom, being one with nature, cutting the confines of everyday mundane life that is so depressing and life-depleting. This trail was freedom. Freedom! Finally! All I had to do was worry about walking, eating, sleeping, and shitting. And occasionally busting out a few lines from The Lion King.
Sorry, the heat's getting to me. Well, God damn, I love my life.
And every day I walked on, step after step, mile after mile, mountain after mountain, hiking through Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, meeting amazing people along the way. Steve, Corncob, his dog Buddy, so many others. I was filtering water out of streams. I was cooking my ramen and spam on my camp stove, sleeping in my tent under the stars, finally sleeping. I had never slept more than 4 hours a night. There was always this little piece of my soul missing that kept me up staring at the ceiling, wondering where and why and how my life is going wrong. Sure, I had money. Sure, I had comfort. But money I soon found out was not the key to happiness. Sure, money buys you things, but money does not fill that little piece of your soul that is missing. It was finally filled out there. What an amazing journey. I was doing it. I was embracing the suck. Even the shittiest moments where the wind's whipping and it's hailing and it's snowing and the clothes are freezing to you while you're wearing them, putting on frozen shoes. It was amazing. God, the experience trumped all the shitty moments. I was killing this trail. I was making the miles. There was no doubt in my freaking mind that I wasn't gonna finish. I was gonna hike through these 14 states. I was gonna make it to Maine. I was gonna climb Mount Katahdin. I was gonna climb onto that sign and make sweet love to it. I was gonna conquer this damn trail. Nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing at all. You would have to shoot me in the head. I had no doubt in my mind that I wasn't gonna finish until tragedy struck.
I am officially declaring a national emergency.
On the trail, we all knew COVID-19 was brewing in China and that there was a possibility that it would come to America. But if out of all the things to ruin this adventure, a global fucking pandemic? Really? It could have been fucking frostbite, freezing to death, broken bones, falling off a cliff, fucking some hills have eyes people in West Virginia, lions or tigers or bears or fucking rhinoceros and shit. But a fucking global pandemic? We soon realized that COVID-19 was sweeping the nation and it would become impossible to get resupplies, and shuttle drivers and hostels began price gouging and national parks were closing, and I contemplated hiking on, but started receiving death threats and threats to myself, and which is funny because this year people are hiking and getting praised for being so brave for hiking through a pandemic. The hypocrisy. I returned home to a different world. A worse world. A world where people lost all rhyme, reason, and logical thinking. I got yelled at and cursed at for driving around with my convertible top down because the lady said if I coughed or sneezed, I'd infect everyone around me. And people started raiding the shelves in grocery stores, taking all the dry goods and pre-packaged foods, and we had to start wearing masks, and people were hoarding toilet paper. Store shelves got wiped clean. We had to socially distance. The world locked down. Hey, the air got clean, though. Let's not forget about that. I went to the beach every day and went back to college. It wasn't all that bad. But the world was still burning. The West Coast was on fire. We were all fighting over if some bitch named Carol Baskin killed her husband or not. George Floyd is murdered and civil rights protests erupt against police brutality. We have a shitty fucking election. There's an insurrection at the Capitol building. Man, what a shit show. I left the trail too. That was probably the hardest part of this whole adventure, was leaving a world that I was already discontent in, finding myself, and coming back home to shit, death, quarantine, spreading viruses, conspiracy theory, people losing their damn minds. For Christ's sakes, we had to remind people that they're supposed to wash their hands. A worse world. A world that I really just am having trouble adapting to. When I say the Appalachian Trail ruined my life, it ruined my life in the best way possible. It gave me an idea of what I wanted to do when I got off trail. And that I should focus on number one, myself. I was flung into a world like we all are. It's not all woe me. We were all flung into this shitty pre-apocalyptic world of COVID-19 and whatever. It's a lot of new for all of us. The human race is resilient, and we will get through this. Especially with a vaccine now, and it's just going to take some time. But it's been a year. And after a year, we should all know how to take precautions to keep ourselves and everyone around us safe. With that being said, my wanderlust is killing me. And I've always had a plan for after the Appalachian Trail, and that was to walk across the United States. So starting May 14th, my dog and I are walking from New Jersey to California. 3,200 miles from Sandy Hook to LA. The AT will always be there. And I plan on getting back to it February 20th, 2022. But for now, I'm walking clear across the United States with my dog. It's going to be fun, I hope. And I also may be doing a fundraiser for homeless in New Jersey. I'm still working out the kinks. I'll post a video when I know more about that. But, man, I cannot wait to be free again. I sold a bunch of my shit. I sold a bunch of Dogecoin, which really killed me inside. I'm using some of the funds that were meant for my business. And me and my dog are hitting the trail. Or road. There really is no plan for this great adventure. We're going to take it step by step, mile by mile, day by day, taking in all the wonderful things that this great nation we call home has to offer. And along the way, hopefully I can restore some of the faith I have lost in humanity. Thank you to everyone that has stayed subscribed this long. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you'll enjoy this journey as much as Taylor and I will. I love you all. God bless. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever, and enjoy the ride. I'll see you down the road, my friends.